Susan Gardner here for Municipal World. We're at the 2019 Transforming Local Government Conference in Reno, Nevada. Joining me in our media center is Layne LeBleu from the City of Hillsboro, Oregon.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much for coming in.
Of course.
So your team from Hillsboro is here doing a presentation at the conference. Tell me about that.
All right, so our presentation is Zombies, Sticky Notes, and Sour Patch Kids. And so we're here to show and demonstrate our challenge model for small team short-term innovation. We spent 23 days away from our workplace, 6 of us total, and all of our time was devoted to this project, which was on developing a mentorship program for all of the employees, full-time, part-time, for the City of Hillsboro.
Wow. So you developed a project out of this work you did
Yes,
together?
so part of the presentation also, so before we started the project, we all got together and did an escape room, and it was like a team bonding, but it was a good way to demonstrate how the challenge works. You're thrown in with a bunch of people you kind of don't really know. You have an idea what you're trying to solve. In this case, you're trying to escape. In our case, it was to develop a mentorship program. And you've got little bits and pieces and clues, but you're not sure how everything fits together.
And at the same time, you're all learning about each other.
Exactly, yeah. So there's like group dynamics and stuff like that. So you're coming together, and it's about building that trust with the people, understanding that someone could be off working in a team or by themselves on something that's somewhat related to what you're working on, but you have to trust and believe that they'll get that done to help you in your stage, and then finally we all make it out of the room alive.
Wow, fantastic. So your background is in mapping.
Yes, ma'am.
What other sorts of disciplines? Now, don't call me that.
I know, it's out of habit. It's
That's
like,
okay.
I'm homeschooled, I'm from the South. Like, it's going to happen, but I'll try not to.
That's okay. That's okay. So what other sort of disciplines form part of the innovation team?
So I'm from Public Works. We also have, each year there's a new group of people that come through.
Okay.
So for my group, for this past one in 2018, for the mentorship project, we had a lady from Amber Ames. She is the city recorder. We have Sam Ramirez. He works in IS. He's an information specialist working with computer support.
Right.
We had Emma Castillo. She's administrative assistant. I believe she just got promotion, actually, so congratulations if you're watching this. But in building. Paula Rose, she was Parks and Rec manager, supervisor. Sue Jin McVeigh, she is a librarian page, working at the library. And I feel like I'm missing someone. Nope, and then me, I make 6, yeah. So we got it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So 6 of you.
From all over,
all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, so Eureka.
Yes.
What's Eureka?
So Eureka is a combination of ideas, practices, process improvement from Steve Pleasant, and now he brought it, well, maybe it's not entirely Steve, but he helped push these ideas and improvement analysis in for the City of Hillsboro. And so it's looking at different models. There's Lean Six Sigma. We take stuff from like that. For the Eureka challenge itself is the Bloomberg I-Teams. So utilizing some of those principles, kind of like pick and choosing the ones that work best to solve whatever problem you're working at, because there's big problems and small problems, right? And so not one thing works for everything. And so it's learning to figure out which tool in your tool belt works best for what you're trying to solve.
So what were the problems that you tackled as part of the process for this past
team? So the very first challenge team, they were tasked with figuring out how to make Hillsboro an employer of choice. So what's important to the employees? What makes them stay? What makes them leave, right? You need to look at both things. So they came up with approximately 80 different issues is not really the right word, but critical things that make people want to work at the city or just want to work at a workplace in general. And then they submitted it to, I don't know, I can't remember who did they submit it to? City manager, yes.
So they submitted it to
Yes, ma'am. And then they decided, they kind of made a tier as well of what was important. And then so for the first team, for the next team, excuse me, which was mine in 2018, we tackled a mentorship program.
Okay. So what does the mentorship program look like then?
So yeah, so it started off day one, we didn't have anything, and then by
Yeah.
day 23, we had a pilot. So each week we kind of staged what we needed to get done. So in October 2018, we launched a pilot program, and we took 18 individuals, 16, excuse me, 16 individuals. So we had two pairs of eight, and so 8 mentors and 8 mentees, and we did speed matching and so we had everyone meet with each other for 3 minutes and rotate around, and then we then took all the individuals and then had them like a preferential list. So it's like, I really like this person. I thought we connected well. This person also.
Awesome.
So you pick kind of like your top three.
Yeah.
And then we see where people fit along in that. And then along with some anecdotal experiences, we match people up. And then so for 6 months, they're committed.
Yeah.
Before that, we take them through a training, like a success training.
Yeah.
To give them the right tools and the right mindset to help these mentorship partnerships flourish, right?
Right.
And then they meet for at least once a month for 6 months, and then they're report back. So we're just finishing up, and we're really excited to hear that people are meeting more than once. So that was our initial, is like at least just once, right?
Yeah.
But some people meet multiple times a week. They're reading books. They're getting access to training and getting their faces into meetings and groups that normally they wouldn't otherwise have access to.
What sort of impact has it had on the folks participating in that mentoring program? How are people feeling about it? I mean,
People, it's been overwhelmingly positive. I mean, I have people come by my desk. His name's Isaac, and he'll come by. He's like, "Man, Layne, like I just had lunch with Hillary. We talked about this. She suggested this book for me to read. I'm just really enjoying it, and thank you so much. I'm really happy to be a part of it. I can't wait for the next round." And he's already trying to find like other mentors to kind of have in his top 5 kind of thing.
that's awesome.
Influencers, yes. And another one is an individual. He works in operations, so a lot of times programs don't usually make it all the way to the operational level,
Right.
and they sometimes get overlooked due to sometimes just scheduling, right? They're out in the
Yep.
field. And so we have one individual part of it, and he's very excited about it too, and he's sharing it with his guys at the safety meetings, like the truck bed meetings, stuff like that, saying, "Hey guys, this is really important. This is cool. The city cares about us,
That's
even though we're just the
fantastic.
guys out in the field sometimes," right?
That's really great. So this is was this carried out as a pilot then?
Yes, ma'am.
And now that you have some experience with it under your belt, is the city planning to continue on with that?
Yes, we are. So we're increasing it to, I believe, 24 individuals. So we're increasing the pairs. So we have more people wanting to be involved with it, they're interested in it. Well, I think a nice sign of success is that people from the program are wanting to stay in, right? So we're getting people, moving in, and
Yeah.
then new ones as well, just from hearing from word of mouth. So we're really excited about that. Plus, we're not really turning people away, but we're kind of at capacity for us to handle it with all the pairs. So, but what was nice is it's kind of generated other programs from this. So we've had some one-off mentorship. So instead of having a 6-month commitment, it's just a one-on-one thing, meet for an hour and a half, discuss something very specific that the mentee had researched previously. And that was also a very successful and very good response to that as well.
That's
And then we have
fantastic.
another one called like Lightning Mentorship. And so we have like a panel. And so you can come up and ask the same question to all 3 people, or to mix up the question based off of what you heard before. But it's just a group of well-known mentors within the city to kind of be a springboard for questions off of.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So has I don't know what the demographic makeup of city staff looks like,
Mhm.
but I'm assuming that like most workplaces today, we have a lot of sometimes 3-4 generations
Mhm.
of workers. Has it impacted that at all in Hillsboro? Perhaps the misperceptions between generations or that kind of thing.
So speak like the city culture in general, or for the
Yeah.
mentorship program. That's why I really like Hillsboro. We have a fantastic culture. It is very diverse. There's a lot of different voices in the city, and I think us as a city entity are very, very open. We listen a lot. We try and get feedback. We encourage input. We invite people to come to open houses and civic council meetings, stuff like that. We have an amazing library. It's one of the most open and inclusive and thoughtful places I've ever been to. Is our library. It's just from the ground up. They think about everyone that walks through that door. So I really like it. And then we have included that into our mentorship, making sure that it's equitable, that everyone has access to the materials, to the information, to the application. And we open it up to full-time and part-time. And then we're kind of trying a model for seasonal as well.
Super. How long have you been with Hillsboro?
I've been from there for 3 years and 8 months, a little over that.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's really wonderful and refreshing to hear somebody speak with that kind of passion about their local government workplace.
I love it. It's a super cool place to work. I like it a lot.
It sounds great.
Yeah.
So what about the title of this session? Now you've got to connect the dots for me. What does zombies, sticky notes, and Sour Patch Kids have to do with your project?
So one, especially
Other
with
than
sticky notes,
reeling
right?
me
Yeah,
in,
right. You're reeling you in. So this for the zombie, right? We all have the zombie can represent a lot of different things. It's either like the way we've always done. The way we've always done it is something we try to remove ourselves from. You can get stuck in that rut. So that's kind of the zombie, just constantly kind of coming after you. It can be overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah.
And figuring out the best way to either cut and run or figure out a way to change some sort of process or get rid of a process, right, to try and get around that to the solution.
Yeah.
We use a lot of sticky notes, and there's a lot of different processes and tools that you can use for problem solving, like themes. That was probably one of my favorite ones. It's like, what's your problem? What can be contributing to that problem? You just stick up a bunch of ideas that's coming off your head with a group. And like, oh, hey, we have a theme. We can put it in this bucket, and then we can try and solve and like get those sticky notes down and down, closer and closer till we get one central idea. Like, how might we solve X? How might we improve upon this? And the Sour Patch Kids is just, we needed sugar. It's intense. It's for working 23 days with a small group. It's intense.
Candy helps.
It does. We all kind of come in the morning. Well, that's what I liked about it. It was so cool. We were very positive though. Every time someone walked into the door, like, hey, like you're here, like we're all in this together. Yeah, it's great camaraderie, and you need that. You're in a small space, and so. And just developing that trust.
Yeah.
You even take it home. I still thought about it when I went home. I wrote a mentorship song, actually. I was just playing guitar in my room. And
do you have your guitar with you? Would you?
I know. I wish I did. I strummed it. But yeah, so then we recorded, made a music video, and I got the whole group into it. Oh. So it really does consume you. And that's what's cool about the challenge in general is that, well, I'll ask you a question. Like, do you think you get people's best work when they want to or when they have to?
Oh, when they want to.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
We knew going in that this was a mentorship program, right? It wasn't just handed to us. So I was like, oh yeah, I haven't had a whole lot of great mentors in my life. I want to help other people experience that. Or not experience that, but you have good mentors, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess you can learn from suboptimal mentors, but yeah, right. It's like, yeah.
It's not optimal.
Right, exactly. It's not optimal. But yeah, but all of us are very passionate about it. And so we gave our best work and best of ourselves.
That's fantastic. Thank you
so much for having me. It was fun.
For coming in.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm Susan Gardner for Municipal World. We share your stories.